Hey everyone, you watching Mirror TV, and welcome to another recap of the WWE pay-per-views. Tonight we will be doing Fastlane 2019, and we are officially on the road to WrestleMania, which is coming in 4 weeks. And if the people who live right here in New York or New Jersey, whichever depending area you're in a tri-state area, it's going to be hosted in MetLife Stadium by none other than Alexa Bliss. So that's awesome. So that's not what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about the host of WrestleMania. We're not going to talk about WrestleMania until WrestleMania is over, until we get to WrestleMania. Right now we're talking about Fastlane. We're going to talk about the recaps, and as usual, spoilers. So get out of this video now while you still can. Okay? So let's begin. I'm actually tired, but I'm willing to fight through the tired, some repetitiveness, and let's do this. Alright, so first things first, the kickoff. It's the New Day, yes it is, versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev, and typically speaking, the babyface will win. New Day won, and it's Big E and Xavier Woods, part of the New Day, that are in the battle. Now we get to the real show. The real show starts with Shane McMahon versus The Miz versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And it was a good battle. You know, Miz's dad and Miz's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. Everyone was cheering for The Miz. I'm now officially know that he's a face. And father wanted to go up top. And comes down and pins him 1, 2, 3 new tag team champions. No, that did not happen. I think it was Jey Uso that had his knees up, and he pinned The Miz 1, 2, 3. Then there was standing ovation for the team. His father was there. He congratulated him, and you wouldn't know that was going to happen, but shockingly to surprising fact that, yep, Shane McMahon officially turned heel on The Miz. And I thought it was pretty awesome. That heel turn was awesome. He turned heel on The Miz in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. Not only in his hometown, in front of his father. And what's even more awesome is that he laid his hands on The Miz's dad. So, if that's not a great heel turn, I don't know what is. Ronda Rousey's heel turn was pretty good, but that's a different topic. That was pretty good. It was awesome. Now the next match on the card was Asuka versus Mandy Rose for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and there was there was some botch in the battle, but the ending was like, oh crap! Now that we're gonna see somebody gonna turn on each other. Sonya Deville tried to help Mandy Rose, and Mandy Rose slipped underneath the stupidity of Sonya Deville, and Asuka took advantage of it, and she retains the championship. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna see heel turn. We're gonna see heel turn." Heel turn didn't happen. Probably eventually is gonna come. I don't know when. Then there was an interesting segment of Kofi Kingston winning outside for Mr. McMahon, aka the Screwer. You already know why I hate him. He sets a triple threat match for the WWE Championship between Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan. And so we thought. He comes out for the championship match, only to find out that it was actually a 1v2 handicap match with the bar. Yeah. And if you watched that match, it was boring. That match was so boring. And it was not even just like it's boring, it's just nobody was into it. Kofi got screwed once again, and the bar absolutely annihilated him. So, Kofi Kingston literally had no chance right there. So, thank you, Mr. McMahon. Then we have, I believe, a Raw Tag Team Championship match between Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus The Revival, and it was a good match. Lots of flips, triple threat. It was awesome. Then Chad Gable took the fall of the Shatter Machine of The Revival, and as a result, the Revival retains the championship. Then the next match on the card was the Fatal 4-Way United States Championship match between R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, Andrade Cien Almas. I'm not going to just call him Andrade. I'm going to call him Andrade Cien Almas because that's disrespectful, taking away his last name and his middle name. And the United States Champion, a new United States Champion, Samoa Joe. And it was a great battle, to tell you the truth. A great battle from the start to the end. And in the end, Samoa Joe was the one to retain the United States Championship. Good match. Then we have a Women's Tag Team Championship match between Boston Hug Connection versus Samoan Slaughterhouse. I think that's their name, Slaughterhouse. Type in the comment if that's a name. I'm pretty sure it's that name. Anyway, it's Bayley and Sasha versus Tamina and Nia for the Women's Tag Team Championship. And Bayley pins Nia Jax. And it was a good battle, and they retained. However, after that, Samoan Slaughterhouse starts beating people up. They beat the girls up. And then they even go on to beat up Beth Phoenix, in which Natalya came out, and they beat her up too. So this could mean that we might see a reunion very soon for a WrestleMania match between Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Tamina and Nia Jax. That could be the angle. Anyway, the next match on the card is the Triple Threat WWE Championship match. And since it was a WWE Championship match and a Triple Threat, somebody's going to be in it. What a great idea, New Day. You just screwed up somebody's lives. Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, aka the new Daniel Bryan, aka the WWE Championship. And who's the third member? Is it Sami Zayn? Is it Dolph Ziggler? Is it Luke Harper? It was Mustafa Ali, and fairly so, because there was a time where he did pin Daniel Bryan because he's a WWE Champion. Rightfully so, he did deserve that spot because he did at one point pin the WWE Champion. Plain and simple. So he was added to the match, and he was replaced by Kofi Kingston due to injury. So anyway, that also makes a lot of sense to put him back on that spot. And it was a good battle until you noticed that Eric Rowan, or now it's just Rowan, interfered with the match and then causing Daniel Bryan to take advantage, and then he pins Mustafa Ali 1-2-3 to retain his championship, an eco-friendly belt. Then we have a women's match between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair to determine if Becky Lynch is going to make it to WrestleMania. That match ended in a DQ thanks to Ronda Rousey stomping Becky Lynch to make sure that she gets added into that match. And now, as I predicted, Dylan, and as expected, Becky Lynch is in WrestleMania, and it's a triple threat match. And now we have the main event, and of course this will be the main event because why not? It's Vince McMahon, and rightfully so. It's Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, aka The Shield, for one final time between Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. Let me just say this. That was a great main event. It was a great, crazy good main event. It was a classic brawl outside the rings, outside of the area, and I rate that a 10-star match. Well, some part of the show was lackluster, some matches were good. The main event stole the show, period. Roman Reigns coming back after being in remission of leukemia, which, by the way, his leukemia diagnosis were, I kind of forgot what kind of leukemia stage it was. I have to go back and watch his chronicles. It was not a severe leukemia as I thought. So that explains why he was able to come back to WWE very early. As typically speaking, it would take about 2 years to put that cancer into remission. So Now I just found out that I guess leukemia has stages as well. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, one final time, twice, a shield bomb, one through the table. That was on Drew McIntyre. One more on Baron Corbin. The Shield wins the main event. And that was Fastlane 2019. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And I have some news for you. So, remember I said MLS Vlog Episode 1 was going to be NYC FC versus Orlando City? I changed my mind because this weekend's March 16th. I am going back to Newark, New Jersey to watch the New York Red Bulls take on the San Jose Earthquakes. That will be the first episode of MLS Vlog. So, I'm very excited for that, I hope. And that's not all. Ari will come with me. We're all going together. I'm going to spend the weekend at his place. So, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I can't wait. My first MLS game. It's going to be awesome. And that is it. Until Inter Miami CF comes MLS, I am going to watch Red Bulls and NYC and Orlando go at it with each other. Thank everyone for watching, and I will see you guys on Friday for Let's Talk Miami Episode 2. It's a live stream. Please stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to come on around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. But stay tuned for that anyways. It's very important. Mirror TV, signing out. Good night, everyone.